You see, throughout the almost 9 years that I've been a fan of the Walking Dead series since it first started back in 2010, I've not stopped watching it. I've been following it. You know, that there are moments throughout the series, whether it was a good season, whether it was a bad season, whether the ratings were high, right, whether the ratings were low. Doesn't seem to matter. What matters is those moments. For instance,
Ask you something. Could a living, breathing person, could they walk away from this?
and then there was also
Liar.
who can never forget.
Besides, I already made you a promise.
And of course,
Back to it.
you see, with all of that going on, with The Walking Dead and what all that means, you know, and now that we're in season 9 and with Rick Grimes's disappearance and with Andrew Lincoln leaving the show, with Lauren Cohen leaving the show for her to do her own thing out on Channel 7 land, there's a lot going on with it. And people still ask me, well, you know, it sucks now. And I'm like, well, you know what? It might be true that it sucks, but it still has its moments. Like, I'll give you an example. The closing scene of this past episode was amazing. It was so cool. I loved it. Now, yeah, you know, spoiler alert if you haven't known, you know, even though it's been like 2 weeks or so already, Jesus died. And people, I've been hearing stuff on the internet that, oh, he just wanted out of his contract already. He didn't want to do the show anymore. He said it sucked. Okay, fine. Whatever the reason is, it was still a kind of interesting way to go out. I mean, he was kicking butt. You know, he was like his martial arts and all that. And then we finally got to be introduced to the Whisperers. Been talking about the Whisperers for a while. A lot of other YouTubers who have been following The Walking Dead have been also talking about it. It's something straight out of the comic books. There's a lot of things about it that people like and don't like about it. For those who are not familiar with Whisperers, some people think it's stupid. Some people think it's cool. I happen to think it's cool. It's creative, I have to admit. That last scene when they were in the cemetery, I mean, I don't know what, but that scene looked so amazing. It looked classic horror, right? Like the cemetery, the fog, the cloud, the lightning boom, but it didn't rain, right? So it kind of had all the right elements of a perfect horror scene, and I think it delivered. Even if you didn't like the episode or don't like watching The Walking Dead, you have to admit that looked pretty, you know, pretty cool. And that's my point. You know, Walking Dead has its moments. Look, I'm a realist. I've been a realist about many things in my life, and this is arguably the best TV show I've ever watched and enjoyed. The Walking Dead ends. Okay, it ends, but I want to be there when it ends because I was there when it started. Okay, and I can't put it down. It's like eating a tub of Pringles. You know, you open up the thing and you just want to keep it. You think, oh, I'm gonna just have one Pringle. That's it. No more. That's how I feel about the show, right? Some people can go in and out of it and they're fine, but me, I can't do that. I stay through it. Now there are some episodes where I'm like, and there are some episodes when I'm like, but it doesn't matter. The episodes are there to enjoy, to take in, and oh my God, all over the place about when those times do come. And when that cemetery scene at the end really knocked it out of the park. And I'm looking forward to February, to when The Walking Dead returns, because a lot of questions are going to be answered based on the trailer for it. You see Michonne with her original hairstyle, so that suggests a flashback, which suggests an explanation as to why there's so much tension between the communities, particularly Alexandria and Hilltop. Something happened in the 6-year span since Rick's disappearance. We don't know what it is, but it has something to do with Michonne. It has something to do with that scarred X on her back, the same scarred X that we saw on Daryl's back as well. Something happened, and I'm gonna just go out on a theory. I think it has to do with the saviors, whatever saviors were left. I mean, we saw Carol, a while ago, kind of like burn out, quite a few of them. But I think there were some, I think there was still a whole issue with them, with the sanctuary, that I kind of saw as it being left open-ended when Rick finally left the show. So I'm presuming, I'm theorizing, I guess, that we're going to see that finally come to a close. And I think that's going to be something really bad that happened sometime in that 6-year period. And we're going to see it. We're going to see it go down. We're gonna see it in the form of flashbacks and stuff like that. I liked the gritty, dark scenery, the way it was shot, the way the whispers just came out of the fog with their knives drawn and running, and you hear them whispering and talking, and we got them surrounded and all. It was great. I like Magna, and I forgot the other girl, the bow and arrow. She's cool, and she's badass. So they're like all surrounded there, like ready to fight it on, and they're earning their keep. This new little group, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. This is going to be an incredible second part of the season. Negan escaped, so and a lot of people are probably wondering, how stupid can you be to leave the freaking cell door open? What are your thoughts about The Walking Dead? Talk to me. Comment below and share with me what you think about The Walking Dead Season 9 mid-season finale. It's Ralph Perez. Strange Planet. Take care.